City Council meeting. It is October 24th, 2023, and we're at Olivet City Center at 1140 Dillman Road. I'd like to welcome everybody. And I believe that one of our council members just joined us. Except you got to show us your punum, your face. Okay. Roll call, please.
Mayor Weil,
Here.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Here.
Councilmember Clark, Councilmember Carl
I'm here.
is
I think
online, and Councilmember Knox.
Here.
Councilmember Carl, can you hear us?
I can. I don't know why you're not seeing my picture. I'm still.
You have to bring him over or something and make
Have
him a
you brought me
panelist?
as panelist?
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
There he is. All right.
Okay. Mr. Carl, you need to put on your video. Oh, there you are. Awesome.
Working on it, Maxine. I've been
And you're
working
muted.
that on. Okay. I've been working on it all.
We can't hear you.
All right. I'm unmuted. I wasn't muted before.
Okay, while he's figuring out the mute situation, while you're figuring out how we can hear you, we're going to go to our next item.
Item 2, communications. We have no written communications.
Next item, please.
Item number 3, city manager's report.
Ms. Yackley, thank you. There it is. Oh,
Okay, so good evening, everyone. First thing are some upcoming events. So this Saturday is the Harvest Festival at Stacy Park from 6 to 8 p.m. So there are a variety of events, including a costume contest that the council is judging. So please be in attendance, not to disappoint our little costume folks. And then just for the general public, this is a weather permitting event. So should the weather turn foul, please check out the city's website, Facebook page, and Instagram account for updates as to whether or not that happens. The next event is the grand opening of the community center, 5 Oaks on Warson. The ribbon cutting and the grand opening will be Sunday, November 5th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. The ribbon cutting is gonna happen around the 1:30 time. And then there are a variety of events planned throughout that time period. So we invite the entire community to come and see 5 Oaks on Warson, the new community center. Next is, of course, the 10th annual Turkey Trot is Thanksgiving morning at Stacy Park. Registration is still open for those that wish to join us at Stacy Park, or you can do a virtual 5K if you're not able to join us. This is also a food drive for the food pantry, so please bring any canned or dry goods that you have to donate for that. And we are, last time I looked, we're up to about 620 plus registrants. So we think it'll be a good turnout that morning. News around town. So Aldi is coming to Olivet. They are the newest tenant for Olive Crossing. So they have submitted their plans to the city, and they're under review by staff and will be headed to the Planning and Community Design Commission either, my guess is in November. And then it is fall and the leaves are falling. And so fall leaf collection will begin November 7th. I encourage interested individuals to check out the city's website for specific information about when the leaf pickup will occur on your block. And then lastly, just a reminder to those that are watching, we have a weekly newsletter called This Week in Olivet. And I would encourage everybody to sign up for it. It provides similar information to what I just gave, plus a lot more. It's really easy to sign up on the city's website. There's a big button in the middle called Stay in Touch, and that will give you the opportunity to sign up for this and any other city notifications.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Item number 4, city council reports.
So before we start the city council reports, I do want to let everyone know that we had a very productive and enjoyable experience on Sunday. The city council was together from 9 to 3. We had a retreat that was led by Beth Quindry from, and I always say it wrong, Shockley. And she Shockley Consultants, and she did a great job, and we did some goal setting for the rest of this year, upcoming year, and with some team building, and it was like I said, it was a productive day, and the entire council was in attendance. At this time, I'm going to ask for council reports. Chairman Pro Tem, do you attend any meetings this past 2 weeks?
I do.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First, I just want to report that I did attend the executive board meeting with the Municipal League. This week, we are now meeting at the Maryland Heights City Hall. With regards to Planning and Community Design Commission, there was a meeting held on October 5th. The October 19th meeting was canceled. Our esteemed Mr. Trejo was presenting and teaching that evening, and we also didn't have a quorum because there were parent and teacher meetings going on, and parents had to be at that. But on the October 5th meeting, I may have already shared this with you. The city attorney came and discussed the commission's role. He had a discussion with them with regard to the urban agriculture and procedures with regards to changes in land use. They did the election of their officers. Mr. Rob Jurgel is the chairman, Carol Wagner is the vice chair, and Brian Lewis is now the secretary for the board. And that's I too enjoyed our retreat. I think it was very positive and productive, and I appreciate everybody partaking and just being a good overall situation. And that is all I have to report. Thank you.
Councilmember Knox.
Good evening. I attended a comprehensive plan meeting on October 12th. It was very productive. I'd say we're winding down on the comprehensive plan, but actually we're winding up. We probably have another 3 months before it comes before the council, but there's a lot that has to happen between now and then. We're gonna let the public know what's going on and have a couple more meetings so we can move forward with our new comprehensive plan. Not sure if I've left anything out, City Manager.
The only thing I would add is I believe the open house for the comprehensive plan is November 30th. And that is an excellent opportunity for the public to come and see the results of the almost year-long process.
Great,
Provide feedback and comments.
great. Thank you. And that's all I have. Madam
Thank
Chair.
you. Chair, Councilmember Carl.
I hope, no,
We can't hear you.
Yeah, he's.
I know.
not sure how to get-
Something's wrong with his something,
It's not up.
no, it's his.
Oh, come on, I'm gonna unmute.
Right.
He is. Can we unmute him? Yay, there you
But
are.
I still have no mic, see?
Okay, so Greg Carl, give me a thumbs up if I just say last night you attended the EDC meeting. No one else is here to report on it, so at the next meeting, you'll bring us up to date. Thank you.
Yes.
So for those of you watching this at a later date and time, you'll know that Greg Carl is on Zoom, but unable to get volume.
Please note that Greg Gowitz was the speaker at EDC.
Okay,
last night.
and last night I do want to note that Greg Gowitz was the guest speaker at the EDC meeting to bring them up to date on the Olive Crossing project. Okay, next and then for myself, I attended the Parks meeting last Wednesday night. It was a great meeting because we're in the home stretch and the Parks and Recreation staff has moved into the building. Jan, the receptionist, is still at this building because we still have programming going on here. The Five Oaks will open on November 1st, which will be a soft opening that people can come and start working out and joining this week. Starting this week, we have tours that you can sign up for online. And November 5th, I was already in the city manager's report, is our grand opening and ribbon cutting, and there'll be an afternoon full of activities. A few of us have had the opportunity to walk through the building, the city council and Parks Commission members. It's beautiful and we can't wait to share it with the community. It's been a long time coming. And we're just very excited about the product. We're very pleased and very proud. And then we also spent time at this meeting looking at some fees that are involved in the community. They'll be coming before the council in the next few months. One will be the Parks and Recreation fees, looking at an ordinance that hasn't been changed since 2005. We're also going to be looking at pavilion costs and also at incidentals that will be involved with the Five Oaks. And those will be coming to us probably between January and March. As we gear up for the rental of the parks at the beginning that everyone can sign up for starting in April. We also discussed Weed Warriors. They've really been working very hard, and Olivet and Bloom. When you see the planting they've done at the new building, it's really beautiful. And we're just, like I said, we're all excited for November 5th and hope that everyone in the community will join us at some point in time that afternoon. So next item, please. Are there
Item-
any questions for any of us? Okay, next item.
Item number 5, staff reports.
Okay. So starting with the fire department, they did some forcible entry training this month. They use forcible entry when they need to get into a building, either to rescue somebody or the building is on fire. And they have a variety of techniques and a variety of tools to enter the building safely, but also do as little damage as possible. And just of note, they responded to 6 structure fires, only one of which was in Olivet, but they do provide mutual aid to our neighbors. So 6 fires in September. So hopefully they don't have to use this forcible entry skill very often, but it is important that they do know how to get into a building. Parks and Rec, talking about Five Oaks on Warson, there's listed a short list of upcoming program offerings at Five Oaks, including body combat, body balance, senior exercise, kids night out, new toy tryout, puzzle palooza. They're going to put together a mini brochure shortly, so look for that on their website for various things that are going to be coming up there. And then basketball season. Registration is open until November 17th. Practices start December 11th, and then practices and games are held at Ladue schools so that the basketball courts at the new Five Oaks can be open for drop-in play and pickleball and other activities. So soccer season is also coming to an end. The weather has been good this year. That's all I want to say without jinxing it. So. Moving on to planning, we have an old military term. It's called a hail and farewell. So we are hailing Scott Wagner, who is our new senior inspector. He started on Monday, last Monday. So he's been here for a week. And then we are saying goodbye to Rose. She has been with the city for 20 plus years, 30 years. She's an institution in herself. And so she's leaving us. Her last day is November 9th. And we will miss her very much. The police department, they are taking back any prescription drugs that you may have in your home and you don't know what to do with them. They have a facility that you can bring them in to City Hall at any time and put them in the secure box. But National Take Back Day is this Saturday. And the City Hall will be open Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for individuals to come in, bring their prescription drugs. You can bring veterinary prescription drugs as well, and put them in the bin for those things to be safely destroyed, and not get flushed down the toilet and into our water system and not get into the hands of children as well. And lastly, Public Works. So this is the picture of the new shed roof that you all approved a couple months ago. It looks much better than the previous roof. And then in your staff report that's posted online, Mr. Greiger talks about what's called the Transportation Alternative Program. And he says that bids are being reviewed by MoDOT and he's waiting for concurrence. Well, of course, after he has submitted this and the packet went out, we have a little update. So MoDOT has reviewed the bid. They have essentially declined the lowest bidder because the lowest bidder doesn't meet the DBE requirements.
Test.
So the city expects to proceed with the next lowest bidder, which then means we have to send it back to MoDOT. MoDOT has to review it and bless it, and then it'll come back. And then the council can accept the bids. So the information in your staff report was in fact correct at the time it was submitted, but as things go, we got an update. So that's all I have for staff reports.
Next item, please.
Item number 6, monthly financial report.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. In front of us today, we have our quarterly, 1 quarter of the year up to September, and nothing much to report other than we'll go through a high-level summary. Revenues are about $230,000 below where we'd expect them to be at this point when we adopted our budget. And I'll note that 300,000 of that is in the community center just from not opening as when we expected, which was in July. And then on the expenditure side, we're $272,000 below where we thought we would be, for a net favorable variance of $40,000. So really close through various different methods, or sorry, reasons why. If we go to the next page, you can see there the sales taxes. Will review this, showing fairly tepid once again on that downward trend. We're looking at that orange line on the left. Go from some of our highest numbers in July, second highest there in August, September on the way down, as we now find out as we sneak peek into October, we're at our 3rd, 4th lowest ever. So overall, that line item, when we look at our budget, is right on target, but again, on a downward line right now. So we'll pay attention to that. That's all that I have for the update there for the September financial report, unless anyone has any questions.
And just my own self-reminder, these really reflecting sales tax revenues that are 2 months before this month right now.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you.
Item number 7, quarterly investment report.
Alrighty. Once again, my name is Darren Mann. I'm the finance director, and in front of us we have our quarterly report of our investments that are held by the city. We'll see this month finally we get a full ladder. That September rung was empty for the whole year. It's now filled up at favorable rates. If we look at the top 3 lines that are shaded in gray there, those are the 3-month kind of rolling treasury bills that we've put in place. Well, that'll probably continue. I might strip off a $250,000 chunk there to get some of the long rates, which we'll talk about here in a second. Just kind of for perspective, that kicks off about $30,000 a month in interest income, which is very good compared to what we've seen over for quite some time. And then the full ladder, which is the 12 lines below those 3, you'll see 1 for every single month. sorted by our fiscal year. And you can see the rates there, the anticipated earnings. It's about 10,000, probably usually a little bit more per month that the rung that comes in kicks off. And then those final 6 rows there below at the bottom in that general fund, those are longer term ones that we've kind of take advantage of better rates. Now, at one time in just 2 years ago, 0.45% was just a heck of a rate. And so we took advantage of that for a 2-year. That's coming off at the end of this month. And then that will go back into a longer term. Right now, 5 years is the longest we can go for our investments. And so it'll go into a 5-year, I think 5.05%. And those also, my strategy there is to start building a little bit of a longer run to kind of weather a low interest rate environment that usually would come after a high one. And so you can still continue to get 5% return on money that from several years ago. And those do pay semi-annually, so you do get some cash that spins off for those. And so that very top gray one of the bottom 6 will mature at the end of this month, and that will go back into probably a 5-year CD of the same amount. And then the final thing, the final line there was the line below where it says construction bond proceeds. There's $750,000 still remaining in the bond proceeds that are in investments, and we're keeping those pretty short at 1 to 2 month investments in duration, so that that's represents roughly the retainage of the remaining contract with Wright Construction. So we'll see where those go. Usually the retainage would be request to be released within 30, 45, 60 days of the substantial completion.
Mhm.
So we'll kind of continue to keep that short. And then you can see there that earns about, it's about 12, 15,000 bucks a year. So 2,000, 3,000 bucks a month as we sit there. So earning a little bit while that rests. So that's all I have for the investment report.
Are there
With
any
happy to answer any
questions?
questions.
Questions?
And
Can you hear me?
Darren, thank you, because I was gonna ask you about the I have investments there, Synchrony Bank situation. You always come and give your thoughts and ask the council where they want to go. When do you anticipate coming back with your ask of what we want to do in the ladder when that matures? Is that gonna take you a month or
For which
so?
one?
For the Synchrony Bank one that matures October 30th, that right now is the one that you identified at the 0.45 at 0.45%. You said that's coming up for maturity.
It is next.
And my
Monday.
question is, when do you anticipate coming back to us with what you think is the best investment for that?
We have kind of went under for as we've built this ladder,
Mhm.
there hasn't been any notification. We've kind of let it go without any notification.
Okay.
I mean, here would be probably the requests for this month, but as these have come done, the intentions would be communicated during this quarterly report. If we want to begin doing those notifications with the kind of the consensus, we can do that, which was rewinding
Okay.
several years. That's what we did. And so
Right.
would you like to see that?
I would, but I'm just only, I don't know how the rest feel, and I didn't, I guess with the pandemic, we all kind of tend to forget where things are going and how things are going. And I just recall your mindfulness of giving your thoughts and asking the council. So that was really the intent of the
Yeah,
question.
yep,
of
I can
when.
summarize my thoughts a little bit more and kind of build that consensus. No problem.
So would you do that like for next month?
So the intention for me right now with the cash needs not imminent and needing this money
Okay.
on the ladder would be continue to renew them within that month. And so we'll have we had one there at 11/25 that we just renewed today or yesterday. We put the order in for that. That went into a $245,000 renewal of I don't remember the name of the bank, but one that we don't have there. And then next month would be another one that comes in. This one is a little bit of an outlier in that it was a longer term one. And so the decision to go longer term would be maybe a different decision to gain consensus of how long do we want to go. The investment policy allows 5 years, up to 5 years. And then that would probably be, how long do we want to go? If we're not comfortable with that length of duration, what would be 2 to 3 years or anything like that? I think maybe the concern would be that you wouldn't want to get too much too long. And that's, I understand.
Well, it seems to be a pattern of 2 to 3 years. So is that what the intent would be?
Most of those inside of that gray area, and we're talking about the 6 at the bottom, most of those were taking advantage of more like blips in the yield curve. So as they came up and down, well, right now 5 years is just 5 years is the same rate as 1 year. As far as rates go, 1 month, essentially 1 month or 2 months, all the way to 30 years is the same rate. And so for us, which we have a lot of cash, if you go into let's say a 2 or 3 year recession and rates go down to 1%, this can insulate your revenue at 5. You're gaining 5% on $1 million. As long as you have the cash and won't probably need it, then that can provide a nice income boost. And that's more the thought. Again, I'll put this.
Yeah,
stuff
so
down
what
together.
Darren had said, I think earlier in his presentation is for that $245,000 at Synchrony Bank,
Mhm.
because it's coming due essentially on Monday, was to roll it into another 5-year unit, hedging that rates are probably going to come down because that's what they do. After they come up, then they come down. But if you put it into an investment vehicle that says you're going to get 5% interest every year for 5 years, you're essentially going to make that guaranteed rate instead of putting it in a 1 year and then rates go from 5% to 2%. So if you're comfortable with him doing that, then we can do that. But I think we might want to see some noddings of heads if you're comfortable with since it comes due on Monday.
Okay,
Yeah.
Right, with that understanding, absolutely, thanks.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for consensus, I believe we're all on board.
And
Councilmember Knox?
Yes.
Okay, we have 2 thumbs from the screen with the Councilmember Carl.
Good. Sorry to be long-winded.
no,
Okay.
you're fine.
No, that was helpful. Thank you. And thank you for the clarification. Next item, please.
Item number 8, hearing from citizens.
I don't believe we have any that have shown interest. So let's move right along to item number 9.
Item number 9, purchase of replacement self-contained breathing apparatus.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, Ms. Shackley. My name's Steve
Okay.
Carmen, Fire Chief, City of Olivet Fire Department. Our current SCBA fleet was purchased in 2014. NFPA requires that it has a 10-year lifespan. So we are looking at replacing our SCBA fleet. There are 3 name brands out there of SCBAs we got a chance to look at. Draeger is sold by Banner Fire Equipment. Scott is sold by Feld Fire Equipment. And MSA is sold by Sentinel Emergency Solutions. The SCBAs were left with the fire department for a trial period to use during training evolutions. And they were looking at durability and technology. There have been significant improvements in the SCBA technology with enhanced features such as Bluetooth comms that work with our radios. So instead of talking through your mask, you can just talk in your mask and you can hear it over the radio. It becomes a lot clearer. Integrated regulators into the mask with a heads-up display. And what the heads-up display does is it's a meter that shows the firefighter how much air is left in their tank. So green obviously means you're good to go. Yellow means caution, you're starting to get low on air. Red means you better get out of the environment now. So after the trial period, a survey was conducted and a majority of firefighters chose the MSA because of the best technology enhancements, the durability, and the comfort. An RFP was published by HGAC. I'm sorry, let me back up. I missed one. Sentinel Emergency Solutions is an authorized MSA dealer and a member of the HGAC Cooperative Purchasing Program. An RFP was published by HGAC and Sentinel was awarded the contract for the MSAs. The city does not have to be a member of the HGAC to take advantage of the pricing that's offered. This is a cooperative purchasing, same as we did when we purchased the air compressor a few months back from Hazelwood. So, any questions?
Are there any questions?
Where are we on what we budgeted and what our cost is?
We budgeted 165,000 in the capital improvement budget. So we're just under that.
Okay, all right, because I was seeing the number here and
Yes, ma'am.
appreciate that. All right.
I know we've discussed this before and we're pre-educated about it. What we'd like to do is, I'd be happy to entertain a motion. It'll have to come from the two of you since Greg is nonverbal.
The first time. I'd like to, Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a recommendation to approve the city manager to enter into an agreement with Sentinel Emergency Solutions for the purchase of 14 MSA self-contained breathing apparatus and accessories in an amount not to exceed $164,642.48.
Second,
Call for the vote.
Councilmember Knox,
Yes.
Councilmember Carl. All right, thumbs up. Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
yes.
Mayor Weil,
Yes,
motion is passed.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item,
Hearing from citizens, part 2.
it doesn't appear that we have any. Next item,
Item 11, review and approval of minutes.
Madam Mayor, I did not see any issues with the minutes, and I don't know if any of my peers did. Okay, Mr. Councilmember Carl shaking his head no. If there is none, I will go ahead and make a motion that we accept the city council meeting minutes of October 10th, 2023 as written.
Second,
call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Knox,
yes.
Councilmember Carl. Yes. Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Yes,
Mayor Weil,
Yes,
motion is passed.
and the next item,
Next item is the city attorney's report.
Okay.
We don't have a city. attorney.
and we gave the
Alright.
city attorney a excuse with absence tonight.
Alright.
And so I'd be happy to, and he had no report, so I would be happy to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
You're right. Okay.